beautiful people! You are today here with me in a wonderful nature corner in Lithuania where we have an almost winter day. We have a little bit of snow, but it's really cold. And the lighting suddenly became quite tricky, so we'll have to figure out it somehow. So I hope you will not mind if it will suddenly become darker or lighter. And I've just recently, actually while I was setting this all creative space to film, I saw 3 wolves running just right there in a field. I was so surprised because they usually don't show up at the day. So I almost felt it like something symbolic, because wolf is my spiritual animal. So that was so beautiful. Wow. So I have recently posted one of my biggest projects so far. It was a video about how and why we have moved from city to countryside. And even though I have told and showed so many things there, it felt that there are still a lot of details that I wanted to share, but I just simply didn't want the video to become too long. And I've decided to create this separate following one. I really want to share how I felt when we have moved here. How was the very beginning and what was my real experience. So first of all, when we have moved here, the beginning was so weird, so strange. It's even hard to describe because you can never prepare yourself enough for something that you have never experienced. You can only imagine it from something that you have seen or done before. But how can you prepare for something that has no comparisons in your mind's archive? In the beginning, it was so cold. We moved here in the middle of winter, and it was the coldest time of the year in Lithuania. It was, I would even say, the coldest time in like 5 years or so, because we had like minus 25 degrees and the house was all, like frozen, and we didn't have our air heating pump yet. And so all the house could only be heated by a fireplace, which really, is a slow heating option. The first 2 weeks I barely slept because I felt almost like a homeless. We left our apartment, so it wasn't our home anymore. I felt that I have released something, but I haven't got like the new safety and comfort yet. It was really tough to tell your brain that I am safe. Just don't know any sounds, any smells of the house yet. Because while the house was heating up, I could hear in the night how the wood is cracking somewhere in the walls. And I didn't know what is the real condition of the house. And I had so many fears. I was laying in the bed and it felt that maybe the house will just fall down. Or maybe there are thieves here somewhere and they will come and, I don't know, just break into the house, or maybe hear a ghost or something. Usually in such remote places, I was afraid that I would get really scared of the paranormal things, But here, the energy felt so clean, so comforting, so welcoming, even waiting for us, that I really felt the least, I guess, scared of those paranormal things that I could. But still, those first 2 weeks, I felt enormous excitement. adrenaline happiness and enormous anxiety and fear, because we bought this house with any furniture. Well, there were like very old, I would say trashy furniture, so they didn't even try to sell it or to use it in anyhow, and they just destroyed it or burned it. So we came to almost an empty house. So can you imagine how it is for the brain? Like leaving everything you knew and going to some kind of empty place. Really worth to mention if you are somewhere in similar feelings, that it is so normal. We are just human beings, and it just really takes sometimes even a lot of time to adapt, to create your habits, your routines, and just to allow your body to find out that it is safe. I cleansed like every corner of the house so that I could really know all the situation, like all the secrets that you can find in the house, all the corners and everything. I even cleansed it energetically with Palo Santo and mantras and everything, and candles and incense sticks. So after this, the adaptation started and it was much easier. If you're dreaming about something like this, it might seem that it is so hard or even impossible to achieve. Maybe you are not in the right financial situation. Maybe you have some commitments, or maybe you don't have just these conditions, or maybe these forests somewhere in your country, and I don't know, you don't want to move to another country. I can really say that such big shifts often really take time, and it took a lot of time for us too. Like from the first idea and thought that emerged in our minds to move and live in a countryside. It took about 4 or 5 years from that very moment until we really bought a cabin. So from from my video, it might seem that things are happening and it just quickly somehow dream realizes itself. But actually it's not. We found our cabin when we were almost on the line of giving up, because first our research was a little bit more narrow. We wanted to stay closer to the city, so it would be half an hour around Vilnius, the capital that we have lived before for 8 years or something. And because we thought that in this way we can have both, that we wouldn't need to make such big sacrifices, to leave all the, friends, hobbies. We didn't have any work to leave because we are self-employed. And then when we were almost wanting to give up, we expanded our search to see what is there maybe an hour away, which seemed really far away. And then we saw this advertisement and it really clicked something. Sometimes things really take time because we have a lot of expectations, a lot of imagination of what is best for us, of what we want and what we need. But as I have experienced in my life, that universe knows better. Really, how can you know what talents maybe will unfold in the future? How can you know how you will feel in certain conditions if you have never tried that? So embracing the uncertainty is just necessary if you want to follow your heart. It's just necessary and unavoidable. And also, since we are almost 1 year here, I want to really emphasize one thing, that Please, if you dream to move to a countryside, first you need to really check all the images and expectations in your head of how you think you are going to feel here, what you think it is going to give to you. Just in other words, check if you are not in an illusion that it will be just like a happiness pill for you, because of course I am so happy here, but I still have the same struggles that I had in apartment. I mean, mentally and psychologically. If you will not figure that out, it will go with you wherever you will go, even if you change countries or whatever. So I just really want to encourage you, see the feeling inside, if it is warming you up, or if it is on the contrary, if you feel that you are running away from something, that you feel like a rush or like a fear or something, that, oh my God, if I will stay here, it will be so bad. Because it will be tough. If you want to live remotely, your routines and habits will need to change. And I even think that you maybe need to be a little bit introverted as well, because it will automatically not be so easy to reach out to people. Of course, there are some neighbors around us, but usually people that live in the countryside are older, and we are lucky because there are a few summer houses that are inhabited by very, very beautiful young people in the summer. And yeah, you need to be willing to really adapt, not see long distances as a problem. You will not be able to spontaneously invite someone to walk a dog with you, for example. You will need to plan someone to come to you, and maybe when they will come, they will stay for a longer time because, you know, the distance was long. So if they come, they will want to stay longer. So there will be a lot of changes. And maybe not all of them will be nice, or not all of them you will like. Yeah, because I guess a lot of us have this image in their head that says like, oh, if I could only now teleport somewhere to mountains, wow, that would be so magnificent and majestic. And maybe others say, wow, if I could only, even I thought like this, if I could only teleport somewhere in the cabin where I am all alone surrounded by forests, then I would definitely feel this magic and I would definitely be very happy. Our circumstances and conditions impact us, of course, a lot, but it is not a promise of happiness. There are a lot of days, actually, when I don't feel any magic at all. When I just stare at the trees, or I listen to the silence, and I'm like, where is it? Why I don't feel it? And then you can even start to feel pressure, you know, and tension, instead of just embracing that, yeah, there are various things and various emotions that visit us every day. I like the saying, I don't know if I created this or not, that if you want to have a dream life, you have to have a dream mind. It's not discouragement that you don't need to do this. Do it, of course. If you really feel it, if you have checked it with your mind and with your heart together, if they have this agreement together, you know, because it is absolutely our one of the best decisions in life. And what I also found quite hard and challenging, mostly in the beginning, and like first half year, was those egregores trying to pull you back. My mind was really often doubting, For example, when I used to meet other people, especially if they are really strong inside, I could suddenly lose myself. I could suddenly start thinking that maybe he's living the right way. Maybe I am living the wrong way. Maybe I need to go to work. Maybe I need to do this and do that and do that. And you need to really be very strong inside to have this, power to really stand for yourself there. When no one stands, when no one believes. Some days I was even sitting down and writing a list what I could do here in a countryside if I feel that I am becoming mad from being without people, from not knowing what to do, from maybe doubting my decisions. So I was even writing down people that I could call, places that I could go. I was Googling what is happening around, so in case I would feel really hard, I could just help myself. Living a very different and unique life requires of constant working with your self-esteem and confidence, because otherwise you can be easily dragged back. So I feel that it is very useful and very important to just keep in touch with people that are living similar or same lifestyle as you. Just feed yourself with the information and things that really strengthens the feeling of your own virtues, the feeling of your own decisions, and that can just remind you of why you have chosen this. Sometimes there are days that we really forget, and for example, just watching someone's beautiful nature vlog just reminds me, oh right, I really moved here to be able to have this next level creativity, to have this freedom, to have this silence, to have a choice if I want to go to meet someone, or if I don't. If I want to be hugging a tree without anyone observing me, or if I want to go somewhere and just be in masses sometimes. So just follow your heart, my dear friend, and everything will definitely be okay. I can guarantee you that. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being here, for subscribing, for supporting me, and for your beautiful comments. Have a beautiful winter ahead of you. Have a beautiful Christmas and New Year upcoming, and we will see each other very soon again.